Okay, people. We back at it again. We back at it again. Manners, respect. On a seat. Hope everything is good with everybody. All the warm people, them enjoy on the warm. Because we're getting warm too. Canada get warm. And even if it wasn't warm, you see all of the tariff war, them a heat up the place. Oh, people. I tell you, say, when these guys make them decision, we don't count. When these people sit down in their office and make them choices to say, okay, this is what we're gonna do, that's what we're gonna, trust me. There's nothing you can say, there's nothing you can do. You just have to accept the fact, say, decision done make already. So them say them want to put on tariff, then they say them are gonna take off tariff, then they say them postpone the tariff, then they say them are go add back the tariff, then they say them are gonna postpone the tariff again. So price is going up, price is going down. People them just in and out of craziness just because them can. That's why I'm say if we not just sit down and wait for everything with them people, I saw your blood pressure will go up and down. Just like all them people, I changed my mind. I tell you, say, Uncle Chef usually change their mind 150 times. But nowadays, government just change their mind every minute. Every minute the people them change their mind. We're doing this today. We're doing that tomorrow. Just madness, people. Since we have so much mental health problem already, then a situation are definitely not make it better for we, This situation is not making it better for us. How we treat each other now make it better for us. It's not. But people, let me say, it's what we accept, it become normal. Right? What we accept has become normal. I want to give a shout out to all of the people birthday this month. Good morning, good afternoon, have a nice day, what it is to share. If you have nothing good to share, you can always share a smile. So, shout out to all the Mr. Yellows and the Miss Yellows. Keep on sharing goodness and gracious. People say, say, my brother father passed off and Friday is his send off. He transcends, so now his send off is on Friday. Well, I'm tell you, say, coming like say the only time I dress up one time I got a funeral. Important places to go. I've been to a few weddings, but I guess myself to just get up and dress up someday. Even though I'm not in a way, quote unquote, important to go. I say we human, we're so fragile, but we're so tough and hard ears and don't listen. Can't hear nothing to make a difference. So people, Mr. Esther, we always, once we in a school, we have class. And class is always gonna be you guys. So I thank the people that may subscribe, new subscribers. I did have a conversation today with my nephew again. We talk a lot, and it's good to me have somebody outside to challenge me on certain things, right? And me no mind the challenge. Again, a challenge is different from a critic. So it's good for a person to challenge me on certain things. And the information when me again when I can share, knowingly what I know, right? I love it. I love the fact that me I listen to what I'm supposed to be listening to. So I'm asking me, what was I doing my whole life? I said, I did I listen. Oh, people don't understand. So I did I listen my whole life. I've been listening my whole life. I just haven't been hearing the stuff I'm supposed to be hearing. Weird, eh? And I that me say, it's like my whole life I've been listening for something. But it coming like say the music in is not in the atmosphere. And that may say, oh, we talk to each other. The melody is not there. And what's the outcome? What's the goal? Them things that we did I talk about. And say, well, you learn something, you must have to apply it when you learn it. And I say it, I can write a book, I can write a biography on us by connecting the dots, right? And just have one book with all of us in it. Instead of this book and that book. Why not put a book with all of us in this book? People of greatness. So that's the start. And the funny thing about it is, we can do that anywhere in the world. You don't have to be in a certain spot to accomplish what you want to accomplish, right? You can be anywhere you want to be in the world to get the knowledge and the understanding, learning it and sharing it, right? Telling people sometimes all of we think the same way, but we just now get together to have a discussion of what we're thinking. That's one of the problem. We now get together to discuss how we think. So everybody just thinks that them alone in the situation. When it's nothing like that. All of we in the same boat, similar situation, right through time, right through history, past, present, and future. It's always gonna be that way. Until we separate ourselves. I'm sure you said there's always gonna be people who go against who we are. People within our skin is gonna go against us. Not understanding say them go against themselves. But does everybody matter? Like the people who really care? No. As them are just a critic. So people, to them tell us that I don't think I should do entertainers. Like I can touch on a little bit on entertainers, but I don't really think the entertainers are the ones we're supposed to highlight, unless there's more to them than just being entertainers, right? So this is just an introduction because later on, not this is just a part one, right? And I'm gonna drop a next part two, and the part two is gonna be the modern day version. So this one is an introduction to Tupac, right? And this I find this upon that channel, Real Stories. So it's the life and death of Tupac Shakur, right? And everybody know Tupac was. He was a revolutionary, but he was a troubled soul, right? And so many people are gonna say things about me, many people are gonna say things about you. It doesn't mean that it's true. So there's many different stories about this man. And him getting a lot, not a lot, but him did get in some trouble when he was alive with the police, criminal system, right? So again, I tell us that some of them people, I can read most of these stuff, but I tell us that me not have the tremendous voice of some people. So sometimes I will read and struggle with big words, fancy words. I will play, I'll listen to some, I'll have people talk, everything. Because I tell you, say it's not the method, it's just getting the point across. Right, people? So I think myself, we all have mental issue. We can't pretend that we don't have issues within ourselves or we have to deal with, and sometimes it's hard for we deal with it. Right? Sometimes it's hard for we deal with it because we feel say it's only we alone I go through it. And I say therapists, them have therapists out there where I get peer to study how people think and tell people how people think, but therapists cost money. And I know every we have money to buy food, much less for pay for therapists. So as we proceed, people, this is the life and death of Tupac Shakur. And it's on Real Stories. And as we proceed, people,
shouting, begging for intervention, even as he would go from here, because even thugs cry, but do the Lord care? I mean, he was hollering, shouting, begging for intervention. Even as he rushed toward the grave, he was begging for somebody to put the brakes on him. And I think that his own recklessness, his own genius, his own embrace of the abyss, even as he sought to elevate those who were caught in its ugly grasp, makes him the defining figure of his generation.
Out of the love for black people. So that's how I got to live, and that's how I have to die. And that's how my music has to be, and my acting, and my producing, and my interviews, everything has to be for the love of black people.
Born June 16, 1971, in the East.
Oh, and next, Mr. Brown, June 16, Mr. Gushy Brown. And he did really have a good, hard, straight work ethic still, The man did put in the work when it come to him art form. As we proceed, people.
Section of Manhattan, the same parish Crooks was renamed just before his first birthday after Tupac Amaru, an 18th century South American revolutionary who was executed after leading an uprising against Spanish rule.
Tupac is turned to overcome my obstacles.
This renaming comes as no surprise when you learn that his parents, Afeni Shakur and Billy Garland, were revolutionaries themselves as active members of the Black Panther Party in New York. The Black Panthers, set up by Huey Newton and Bobby Seale in 1966, challenged police brutality against the African American community in the United States.
And the police are there not to, in our community, not to promote our welfare or for our security and our safety, but they're there to contain us, to brutalize us and murder us. We would patrol the community. If we saw the police brutalize anyone, we would put an end to this. Usually the police wouldn't brutalize anyone if we were on hand, because we were arrested the individual, we follow him to the jail and bail the individual out.
Born in the wake of the assassination of Black nationalist Malcolm X, and also in response to police in San Francisco shooting and killing an unarmed Black teen, Matthew Johnson, the Black Panther Party sought to defend and provide services to Black communities.
All power to the people! All power to the people is becoming a reality because the people have come out here to stand for ours.
At its peak in 1968, it numbered around 2,000 active members.
So when the Panthers hit, the government panicked, and they had a thing called a COINTELPRO, and they felt like the Panthers were detrimental to American society, so they raided every Panthers house, especially the ones they felt like could do the most damage as an orator. So my mother was 7 months pregnant. They put a match to the door and said, "Fire, fire." And it's like 5 a.m. So my mother opened the door and they just burst in, put a shotgun to her pregnant belly and put a gun to her head and said, "Don't move. Die. Said, "You're under arrest."
Just a month before Tupac's birth, his mother, Afeni, was tried in New York City as part of the Panther 21 criminal trial. 21 Black Panther members were arrested and accused of planned, coordinated bombing and long-range rifle attacks on 2 police stations and an education office in New York City.
So you were right in the middle of the storm. I mean, early on.
I'm still in the storm. As a matter of fact, my mother was in a book. It's a book about my mother called "Look for Me in the Whirlwind." I like to think that's my motto.
Eventually, the trial collapsed, and all 21 were acquitted of all charges. Just 1 month after his mother was freed, Tupac Shakur was born. He would go on to be a revolutionary in his own way, changing the landscape of music with the intensity of his hip-hop lyrics about the harsh realities of life for so many.
And again, he was born into the Black Panther movement. So him understand what he's fighting for, or him parents them a fight for. And the funny thing about it is, the Black Panther was looking out for the neighbors. Mother said the Black Panther nowadays would be the dance. They said the dance them are the Black Panther, but the dance them totally different from how the Black Panther them used to organize. That's the closest thing I can think of. As we proceed, people.
At first, Tupac resented his mother. She was involved with the movement and was never available for her child, as she was giving talks, visiting colleges, and rallies. He said that he always felt like she cared more for the people than her people. Not knowing whom his father was for certain when he was growing up was difficult, though his stepfather, Maluku Shakur, treated him as his own child. However, his stepfather was a gangster, whom Tupac has described as a straight-up street hustler.
Okay, all right, fine. I'm not saying the father must be the stepfather or the uncle have to be a gangster, but at least There's other male models other than just a single mother, right? That's one of the key things I keep on saying. It can't be a single mother because it's like the mother take on a responsibility that should be shared because communities, it's community kids, right? That's why I'm say when a kid is rude and disrespectful and somebody correct them on the street and then the mother is gonna be upset with the fact that their kid got corrected for doing something wrong in public, right? Just saying, people, just saying, because I say then we had a community, and that's one of the things that's missing from us, from our situation in life right now, is our community. As we proceed, people, it's education.
In fact, Tupac spent a great deal of time as a young boy in the company of people convicted of serious criminal offenses. Taken to the stage for the first time in 1984, the young teen took part in a fundraiser at the Apollo Theater for presidential candidate Jesse Jackson.
I did a play at the Apollo Theater for Jesse Jackson when he was running for president. It was for his campaign.
Was this always kind of an ambition of yours? Did you have the show business bug as a young?
I mean, I caught it then, but at the time, it just seemed like the fun thing to do because I was 13. I mean, but I caught the bug when I got on stage and all those people was clapping. So that's when I got it. But really, I just enjoy expressing myself. Anytime I can express myself, I can let some of the pain go from a childhood like mine. So that's why I enjoy acting.
The move to Baltimore, Maryland happened in the same year when Tupac's mother lost her job. After 2 years at Paul Laurence Dunbar High School, there was a welcome transfer to the Baltimore School of Arts, where acting, ballet, poetry, and jazz were on offer to the creative teenager, who often performed in Shakespeare plays, depicting the timeless themes of power, politics, violence, and love he had seen firsthand in his early years. The School for Arts opened up Tupac to a range of music, including U2, Kate Bush, Culture Club, Tupac.
Okay, Culture Club, with Boy George, that was one of the hottest group them in the 80s. Trust me. As we proceed, people, just a little musical lesson on the side.
Popular student at Baltimore Arts, known for his humor and ability to mix with everyone. He was befriended by Jada Pinkett, later to become an actress herself, and she described him as one of my best friends. He was like a brother. It was beyond friendship for us. The type of relationship we had, you only get that once in a lifetime.
That is friendship. I'm telling you, sometimes I click with some people, I don't know how, at the end, like, whatever it is happen between two people and them not talk no more. Even though in time them did a friend, things was bomb. But then it becomes ego. I'm not gonna apologize because they don't apologize, and that's what it becomes. As we proceed, people.
Friendship for us. The type of relationship we had, you only get that once in a lifetime. His mother moved again into Marin City, California, just north of San Francisco. Tupac thought that by moving away from Baltimore, he would be leaving behind a life of poverty in a neighborhood riddled with crime. But California proved to be even worse. He said that the poverty he encountered in his early years helped him relate to so many people. And it was here that his mother, Afeni, succumbed to crack addiction.
Okay. And again, these places, anywhere you move in the world, there's gonna be good neighborhood, great neighborhood. But trust me, them neighborhood there, you have to have a certain amount of money to move in them the neighborhood there, right? And it's just you can't buy a house in them the neighborhood there. So for us, when we move from one city to a next city, usually when you move in the affordable range, price range where you can afford, and that the price range usually similar situation. Same boat, similar situation. As we proceed.
Tupac said that he and his mother went through many stages in their relationship. At first, it was mother and son, then drill sergeant and cadet. Then it was like a dictator and a tiny country. With his mother's crack addiction hard to bear, it finally became too much and he moved out. The fact that he was on his own, broke, and with nowhere to stay meant that he fell in with bad company, smoking weed, staying with drug dealers, criminals, and pimps, naively believing.
That's so funny. There's always a bad crowd out there to take you in. Never like a group of people that can guide you, right? You're always vulnerable to bad things, bad people. That's our life, So them just put bad pan we. Then just take up bad and just put it pan we. Just because it's a neighborhood. And in the neighborhood, it's anybody. Not like other neighborhoods. Only special people. As we proceed.
Criminals and pimps, naively believing that they cared about his welfare. A love of hip hop music would steer him away from a life of crime. At 17, in the spring of 1989, he met Layla Steinberg in a park. They struck up a conversation about Winnie Mandela. At the time, Tupac was obsessively writing poetry and convinced Steinberg, who had no music industry experience, to become his manager. Steinberg eventually agreed, and in 1989, Atron Gregory met Tupac through Steinberg and immediately signed him to TNT Records. Gregory thought that he was an energetic, humble, and smart guy that had incredible stories through his lyrics. The production company was trying to get Tupac a record deal, and with the group Digital Underground also signed to TNT, Gregory went to the band's frontman, Shock G, and asked him if Tupac would come on the road. Shock agreed, but he would only be able to do some background rapping, carry some of the equipment.
Yeah, so when these guys are, this is tell you the same thing with even with YouTube, Once a person reach a certain thousands of followers, they're not interested in anybody else because them reach a certain status. So when these rappers came out, they were the forefront. Them had the limelight. Anybody else, them have to stay in the background. You're not gonna share your limelight with nobody. So he must, humble himself.
Carry some of the equipment. A blow to his ego? Maybe, but as the band toured, each big Coliseum show always had an in-town club after party. It was here where Pac started making his name and his presence known throughout the United States.
Yeah, these guys.
In the summer of 91, a new record company, Interscope, were looking for up-and-coming hip-hop artists. In a stroke of good luck, the daughter of the multimillionaire who founded the company, Ted Filed, had heard his demo and loved it. So in August 91, Tupac signed the Interscope deal. Ironically, he signed before any of his bandmates from Digital Underground made any solo deals. Whilst living in Oakland, Tupac recorded his first album, Tupacalypse Now, featuring the singles Brenda's Got a Baby and Trapped. He went from being an unknown to having a platinum-selling record. The album traces the story of a young black male from start to finish, teenage pregnancy, poverty, drugs, police brutality, but it also draws on his personal problems. Hoping that his work and the messages conveyed through the album would create change, he compared this to how the images and reports from the Vietnam War spread awareness and ultimately ended the war when they did. He said, "We just thought they were dying in some beautiful way, but because we saw the horror, that's what made us stop the Vietnam War." That is what he wanted.
Exactly. So out of sight is out of mind. So one of the things when I said I was talking about is, okay, fine. All of them things, yeah. Manners, respect, welcome. If these things, we don't look at these things, right? If we never look at the past and see how the past was, right? We're just gonna say, we're not gonna know what the future is. We're just not gonna understand. As we proceed.
Vietnam War. That is what he wanted to do as a rapper, highlighting and depicting graphic details of what he saw, hoping that this would ignite change. With the thrill of his first record appearing on MTV, a shocking incident occurred when Tupac was beaten in the head very badly.
Basically, I walked across the street, 17th and Broadway. The police officer stopped me on the sidewalk and asked to see my ID. They sweated me about my name. The officers said, "You have to learn your place." They were charging me with jaywalking. So I was riffing, arguing about why would they charge me with such a petty crime. So I kept yelling, asking them to give me my citation and let me go about my business. Next thing I know, my face was being buried into the concrete and I was laying face down in the gutter, waking up from being unconscious in cuffs with blood on my face. And I'm going to jail for resisting arrest. That's harassment to me, that I have to be stopped in the middle of the street and checked like we're in South Africa and asked for my ID. Officer Boyvic repeatedly slammed my face into the floor while Rod just put the cuffs on me. That's not called for jaywalking.
He had a $10 million lawsuit, which they said they would settle, but Tupac said that nobody cared. What people did care about was what blew up over the news. At the time, he compared his situation to that of Rodney King, an African-American author.
Yes, and Rodney King, trust me, them beat the living daylight out of poor Rodney King. And pretty much it was it was a traffic stop. But definitely I feel I'll do them things then of people come and tell them, say it's because it's like, okay, we don't see these things and understand why these things happen on a daily basis.
Activists. He was still fighting his case after being beaten by LAPD officers after a high-speed chase. What was different about King's case is that an uninvolved individual filmed the police brutality incident, which was then covered by news media worldwide. Tupac's incident did not have such hard proof. It was a traumatic experience, but...
So even then, camera is always important. Camera always is the evidence and the proof of many things. That's why nowadays when people have so much camera and the things when they do with camera, it's so senseless. The things you guys are supposed to be videotaping, you guys are not. And the things you're not supposed to be videotaping, it's what you guys are videotaping. That does not make no sense at all. We don't have to understand that.
It was a traumatic experience, but it was a rite of passage. Pac came from a family where police had killed people close to him. After the Oakland police had beaten him, he changed. He settled for $42,000 because he was tired of being in court, knowing he could have got more money, but settling for it to be over.
Let me tell you, people, them have more money to stop you from getting some money. They have more money, right? And them invest their money to stop you from getting some money. So when we talk about the Angie Stone situation, and there's so much conversation about that, because she did say all her money is tied up in the record companies. They just absorb the monies. So when you absorb something, does that mean that you're looking to give back some of it, anyhow, shape or form? Huh? As we proceed, them would drag it out and drag it out. Eventually they'll pay, but trust me, it's a work in progress.
After complaining that he was misunderstood, Tupac remarked, "Everything in life is not all beautiful. There is lots of killing and drugs. To me, a perfect album talks about the hard stuff and the fun and caring stuff. The thing that bothers me is that it seems like a lot of the sensitive stuff I write just goes unnoticed."
I think that's an interesting.
So you could say it's sensitive stuff or human stuff what we don't talk about. So let's say if we just play so we hard, we're just gonna become hard. One of the conversation what we had today was, why keep on saying me broke, and expect you're gonna have money? I always say me rich, but I don't have the money right now. I always say that I'm rich, but I don't have the money right now. For sure, say me rich, but I know say me rich. So to say broke all the time, how you gonna know when you're rich? And these are the things, Mr. We curse ourselves every day. The things where we say to ourselves, we can't do it. Oh, that's not me. Oh, I can't. I'm bad. I'm worthless. I'm sin. I'm all of these stuff. There's so much. It's a burden on us. I said it. If we say certain things, say we don't like we body are going to hate we. If you keep on telling yourself, boy, this me want a better body than this. Oh, where you going to get a better body than the body where you have? Huh? BBL? Is that going to make you a better body? If you love the body that you have, first of all, right? That's a better body right there, so. More than you say, me no like my body, me no like this, me no. Them things that these are the burdens that we carry every day. And we tell each other that every day. We curse each other every day. I don't understand sometimes. This is why we don't have a free mind to think, to feel good. We have social media with everybody looking good and all of them stuff, happy money, flashing, everything else. But those people are not you. Whether it's real or not, those people are not you. You have to find your happiness within you. I keep on saying there's enough happiness in us to make us happy. And then we just find somebody to be with their happiness. More than find somebody who have no happiness and try to give them some of yours. They're going to drain you because them expect it now. As we proceed, people.
So
I think that's an interesting thing.
this one piece will make 52 layers.
Watch on mobile devices.
Where the hell is?
Tupacalypse Now did not generate any top 10 hits. However, it is hailed by many critics and fans for its underground feel, with many rappers such as Nas and Eminem having referred to as inspiration. Throughout 13 tracks, Tupac captures the plight of the Black individual in an era marked by Reaganomics and the 80s crack epidemic, highlighting the oppression, anger, and the realities of a world that, unfortunately, does not feel all that much different from the current climate. Brenda's Got a Baby is a compelling track from the album, this time telling the true story of a 12-year-old girl who tries to dispose of her baby after being impregnated by a family member, who then tragically becomes a prostitute and finally a murder victim.
Yes. I'm telling you, some more and touch upon them topic there, because you see some of them topic that we don't talk about them things there. They might really have some sick people out there now. You hear me I say? They have some sick people out there. And those sick people is amongst us. As we proceed, people.
Music video opens with a title card based on a true story, which immediately draws the viewer into the unfairness of the world Tupac portrays.
But Brenda's barely got a brain, a damn thing. The girl can reflect to his own. It's not consistent to take.
Stolen vehicle. In April of 1992, Ronald Howard fatally shot a state trooper in Texas after he was pulled over for driving a stolen vehicle. Howard's attorney cited Tupac's soldier story as his influence to shoot. Howard was convicted of capital murder and sentenced to death. Later that September, then Vice President Dan Quayle demanded that Interscope Records remove the album from retail shelves, describing it as an irresponsible corporate act, and adding that there is absolutely no reason for a record like this to be published. It had no place in our society. Interscope never pulled it, and while the album was its least commercially successful, it still became certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America. Life changed for Tupac when he auditioned for Juice. In the movie, Tupac plays the part of Bishop, whom he describes as a psychopath, but he is also just a misguided, lonely young kid. Tupac could relate to his character. He said during filming, he just let himself go. He stopped caring and worrying about what people thought. In turn, he portrayed the character to a point where he felt as though nothing was fake. He took everything in his life and internalized it. He said that the character of Juice helped him. It allowed him to feel trust and let him trust his instincts. Poetic Justice, the second film Tupac starred in, was where he really had to act. The character Lucky was caring, hardworking, and responsible, a complete reversal to his previous role as Bishop.
Lucky is a responsible father, committed father, trying to deal with some pain from the past and trying to get through daily survival in South Central Los Angeles. Anytime it's a role for a young black man that deals with pain, that's my role. I'm made for that role. So Lucky, as well as the last role I did, Bishop, they both fit me perfectly.
Tupac's second album arrived in February 1993. It was a critical and commercial advance and a stark departure from the violence found on his debut studio album. The album produced Pac's first set of mainstream hits. Keep Your Head Up is considered one of the best rap tracks of all time. Grounded by a sample from the Five Stair Steps 1970 track, Ooh Child, Tupac's sentimental remake, Things Are Gonna Get Easier, remains rap's hallmark ode to black women.
The first line, they say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, the darker the flesh, then the deeper the roots. I give all to my sister's own welfare. Tupac kids, and don't nobody else care. Check. I know they like to beat you down a lot, and when you come around the block, brothers clown a lot. But please don't cry, dry your eyes, never let up. Forgive, but don't forget, girl, keep your head up. And when he tells you ain't nothing, don't believe him. And if you can't learn to love you, you should leave him. Cause sister, you don't need him. And I ain't trying to catch up, I just call it how I see it. You know what makes me unhappy? When brothers make babies and leave a young mother to be a pet. Now since we all came from a woman, got our name from a woman, and I came from a woman, I wonder why we take from our women, why we rape our women, do we hate our women? I think it's something we kill for our women taught to heal our wits. Be real to our women. Because if we don't have a race of babies that will make the ladies, that make the babies. And since a man can't make one, he has the right to tell a woman when and where to create one. So we're the real G's. Get up.
People. Yeah. Because you see, we're supposed to be encouraging the female like how the female is supposed to be encouraging us like that. Well, okay, so people, honestly, the reason why I do this is because obviously it's gonna be a Tupac and a Biggie eventually highlight, right? As when I was growing up, I'm telling you to say, Major Warriors was one of my favorite Jamaican artists, them just because of his lyrical ability. You see, anytime you can put words creatively together, like it's so amazing. You can speak to so many people. People can just understand certain things. That's why I say only if you write, because you see, anytime you write, it's your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, it's the core of you. So when you write, you're putting down part of you on paper. So when people look upon it and they're affected by how your thought is and how them feel at the moment, it's so amazing, right? So when we hear Biggie Smalls the very first time in album, when I got Windsor, right? I'm hear how the man put words together in such a dark way. With creativity in a light or in a darkness, it's always gonna be unlimited. So yes, I love Tupac, right? But lyrically, I like Biggie. But because of Tupac's involvement in all of these what did you say? Improvement of the culture, he gets to go ahead. You know what I'm saying? As we proceed, people.
Real G's. Get up.
GPT-4 is the dumbest.
Yeah, people. So when this man are writing poetry, you see me used to write poetries before he became a rapper. So when you hear certain music nowadays that has no creativity, no depth, no, why would I want to listen to something like that? As we proceed, people.
Real G's. Get up.
Felt the pressure of so many young people hanging on his every word.
People love to, have mercy and sympathy for everything from the animals to the whales to fur to everything except us, your youth, the ones who you've had given no attention to, who become adults with no compassion. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you walk by a street and you was walking on concrete and you saw a rose growing out of concrete, even if it had messed up petals and it was a little, to the side, you would marvel at just seeing a rose grow through concrete. So why is it that when you see something
I told you guys I asked that question before. if a seed can grow up on concrete and if a rose can grow on concrete, yes, the answer is yes, given the opportunity. I'm gonna tell you, people, this is, I always said, given the opportunity, we're great. Given the opportunity, given the space, given the time, given. But nothing is ever given. It's always taken away. Right? Nothing is given. It's always taken away. We always have to create more. So one of the conversation I was having today with my nephew is saying we created out of necessity, right? So it's not because we're sitting there doing nothing and just say, oh, what can I think of? Or in a laboratory where we get opportunity to mess up 1,000,000 times, kill off 1,000, 10,000 mice, right? We just get one opportunity and to make the best of it. And we do. And that's our greatness. As we proceed, people.
Seeing a rose grow through concrete. So why is it that when you see some ghetto kid grow out of all of the dirtiest circumstances and he can talk and he can sit across from you, make you smile, make you cry, make you laugh, all you can talk about is my dirty rose, my dirty stems, and how I'm leaning crooked to the side. You can't even see that I came up out of that.
Okay, even the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower, I want Ben building. Lean building where the people them love. The people them one of the what they call it? One of the 10 wonders of the world. One lean building people. Just because that the building broke down and it's still standing. So yeah. But tell us that credit is given where credit is not necessary. Credit is given where credit is not necessary. But our greatness is never appreciated. That's why I say it's so important for us to take it upon ourselves and open up them book here. And look on some great people. You don't have to be as great as these people to open up a book of greatness. It'd be selfish for you. I know I understand how selfish some of us are. Because they would never open up a book and highlight somebody great. So then can all, oh, that's in the past. I could never do that. That's what I said. When I say manners respect is in the past, oh, I could never do that. You can never do manners respect.
Can't even see that I came up out of that.
Thug life was a term he had coined to describe a new kind of black power. The term thug did not mean criminal. It meant the underdog. He described it as the person who has nothing yet succeeds. They are a thug. They overcome all of life's obstacles.
THUGLIFE. The hate you gave little infant PCK everybody. Meaning, what you feed us as seeds grows and blows up in your face. That's thug life.
Names like Tupac Shakur, Flavor Flav, Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Reverend Calvin Butts is leading a crusade against violent rap from his pulpit in Harlem.
We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those thugs.
Yes, I am going to say.
No, the one explain what thug mean. And this someone in an articulate way. I tell you say, I don't give a crap. I'm against you. I am against you. Because I'm wearing a suit and I'm looking good. We tell you say, yo, right along the path, now me I see how clear it is. But we don't see because we don't listen. We don't listen, so we can't understand. Similarities, people. Similarities. We don't understand similarities. We don't have to be perfectly symmetrically, but we're similar. We are similar in a similar simulated situation. So it doesn't make sense fighting somebody who's in the same fight. But now a person who's not in the same fight. As we proceed,
Yes, I am going to say that I'm a thug. That's because I came from the gutter and I'm still here. I'm not saying I'm a thug because I want to rob you and rape people and things. I'm a businessman. I mean, you know I'm a businessman because you find me at my places of business.
Okay. And this is how I feel about myself. But you're going to sit up there and tell me I don't like you because you see yourself as you. And in our society, you are not welcome. Bro, I never said I wanted to be part of your society. I'm just saying I'm me. I'm doing what I'm doing. Have we ever heard this before, people? People hating you because you're doing what you're doing? Criticizing you because you're actually doing what you want to do, not what they want you to do. So why do I have to defend myself when I accept myself for who I am? You accept you for who you are, and then you're gonna feel guilty. Is that the reason? Is that the reason, people? I'm telling you, there's so many ways I'm looking at these things nowadays. And yes, not hearing what you're supposed to hear will never let you grow where you're supposed to go. Grow, grow where you're supposed to go. Grow into yourself. Tell sometimes I sit down with them people here. There's no argument talking about these people. There's no fight talking about these people. Meanwhile, not talking about these people create argument, fight, disrespect. So this is what I say, I understand the agenda too. Me just open up one book. It has so many different pages. And there's not all messages on one page. So you have to go through all the different pages to see all the different messages. As we proceed, people.
Man, because you find me at my places of business. You don't find me up in you know what I'm saying? I don't understand this. I don't understand this.
He said that he had people in the penitentiary, big time OG criminals, calling him, telling him they wanted to lead their movement. He felt as though his power was getting out of control. The fans were more than fans, they were devoted followers. They would do anything he said, and this scared him. At the Truce Picnic in Watts, California, Tupac was instrumental in getting rival members of the Crips and Blood gangs to sign the Code of Thug Life, which details do's and don'ts for being a righteous thug and man. It was written by
Look, people, the man creates something that's gonna fix the problems. How much people can come up with an idea to fix the problem between us without getting paid to do specifically that? Huh? Let's say many of you guys will never get it because you guys don't want to get it. I know, I understand. I understand now. As much as you guys smile, it's not a real smile. As much as you guys say, it's not a real say. So now it's like me showing the proof. I tell you, as a business owner, you know, I hear people say things. It doesn't matter what a person say. If they don't support your business, they don't support your business. Again, it doesn't matter what a person say. If they don't support you, they don't support you. They can have a million, 1 trillion, gazillion reasons why not to support you. But they still not gonna support you. And what we need is support. Not excuses why not to support. Until I say the people them run out, all of them and them, all of the people them out of Jamaica, you know, for the people them go become famous other places before them accept them. Instead of them build with the people them and be proud, say them are the one who build with the people them. The people them hypocritical enough to take the credit on the people them big. I know that. I see that. So if people ever want to dispute the fact this is how we are, want to dispute the fact. So some people just a check to see if you feel. They're just checking. They're hoping so you feel when they come check. So them can feel good in themselves. As we proceed, people.
It was written by Tupac together with his stepfather, Tupac Shakur, and with the help of some original gangsters. This code was his way of maintaining some control within his devoted following, who may have interpreted thug more literally.
People that are not involved with the street gang, the drug trade, or the illegal business at all, you know, all that kidnapping and shooting drive-bys out the car, we're against that. And people who perpetrate that, they have to deal with the consequences when they go to jail, because that's who's going to enforce this code and the thug life that's on the street. It's like we're cleaning up the dirt. I can't change what the dirt that's here, but I can put all this dirt in one corner. You know what I'm saying? Somehow have some order here. And for that, they need to give me a little leg room. You know what I'm saying? Let me...
And that listen what the man I say. This is what the man is saying though. If you go against his code, you're gonna end up in prison. Where did this man say, oh, we're gonna come and the system is there already, is gonna take care of you if you go in this direction. When you say we're thug, it means that we're gonna get it done without doing any one of those violent things that you guys associate. Associate what I say. You can put a number to anything and we're gonna have a, if them people ever create a thug there, right? Them say, okay, March 15 is gonna be thug there. And this is where we're gonna sell thug shirt and thug this, and all the thugs can come out and do thug things as long as they sanction it. It's gonna work. Just because they do it. I talk about it. Trump are gonna take out Black History of February. And people are talking about that like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Jesus, people. It doesn't matter to us because we don't pay attention to Black History Month. It's just say, yes. Black History Month, Black History Month. I'm still doing Black History Month with all of these. It's not a history, it's our story, past, present, and future. So this is what we have to look upon. Similarities. Like-minded people and how to change things. And that may try to show you, the people them are always gonna be the critic. They want him to be perfect, they want him controllable. They want him to be saying, we would like to come sit at the table with you and would like to have a filet mignon, like to have some lobster tail with garlic butter dripped on top of it. But Mr. Telling say when we live in a certain circumstances, that's not how it is. What I say, we never talk to each other a certain way. And you want to come sit down and talk and talk like that. man did have an idea, he did have a goal, he did have a plan. So this is part one. I'm gonna tell you, say, when you look at how a person think, when you meet a person and be around a person for a period of time, you know what they will do and what they won't do. And you can vote for them to a certain extent. If they're a genuine person, because again, some people say bad people good. all right, okay. So there's people who will say a person who does evil is good because that person doing evil is serving their purpose. But the person that they're doing the evil to is saying they're bad. So you're always gonna have two sides to every story, right? If you have a majority of the people saying good now, and a minority of the people saying bad, right? Different equation again. But you don't have 100% of anything anywhere. Who's to judge us? People. Who are judge we? Who's judging us? Or who's condemning us? Who are condemned we? And the condemnation leads to execution. So condemnation, execution. Who is doing that? As we proceed with great ideas come from great minds.
To give me a little leg room. You know what I'm saying? Let me do what I want to do because nobody else is going to do it. Nobody else wants to do it.
There you go. Let me do what I do because nobody else wants to do it. Again, let me do what I do because nobody else wants to do it. Nobody else care about doing it. It's in the past. Let's just get to the headlines, the sensationalism, the TikTok. Let's get to those things. Hurry up. What me say? It's the reason why I'm doing it. I'm supposed to be doing it. We're all supposed to be doing it. But now I'm find out some love doing it. As we proceed, people.
Undeniably, words would often get Tupac in trouble. Lyrically, he felt like he would and could not hold back on what he wanted to say. If he tried to police this free flow, it would give him writer's block. As he was young and still relatively new in the media spotlight, he did not always think before he spoke in interviews. One example of this is when Tupac appeared on TV to explain his side of the story as to why he was fired from a movie. It all stemmed from when the Hughes brothers took Tupac to court after he assaulted them during a music video shoot they were directing.
The Hughes brothers. Hello. Okay, so they're I think one of them. Okay, so I can't answer for sure, people, because you see, most of these things is these people were in it when, again, from the era of Black Power, right? Black Panther, right? There's a lot of people that took up the mantle and was doing the things that was necessary to carry on the culture on an educational balance, right? But then again, money stepped in. The record company stepped in and changed everything, right? It took out the creativity of what is supposed to be said. Became censored. But they only censored certain things, though, right? They only censored towards the truth. As we proceed, people, as we proceed, people, as we proceed.
Host and lover attempted to cover his mouth so that Tupac did not dig an even deeper hole, but it was too late.
I beat up the directors to minister to sign. Let me tell the whole world. All right, you did these chump, punk, stuff, you know. You'll have a chance to come here and rebuttal. No, they don't. They better come now. Check this out. They fired me, but did it in a roundabout punk snitch way. So I caught them on the streets and beat they behind. You know what I'm saying? I was to the east, but I still got more than
The Hughes brothers used the MTV footage.
People, what's up? Even Tupac was self. So there's nothing new, people. Tupac was self-snitching from way back then, right? The man tell the people them on camera say he beat up the two director. Jesus. People, I'm telling you. This is real, people. This is our stories. We don't need no action. We just have to look at these and look on we story them and look on the movies. The man was straight up. This is why nowadays people don't say nothing. So they're politically correct. This is where the politically correct era came in, right? The man self-stitched on himself. Listen.
Brothers used the MTV footage in court to help get Tupac convicted of assault. He served 15 days in jail. Trouble did not stop there.
That was just the start. I'm telling you, people. That's what I'm going to tell you to them people here, right? When them have video cameras for, they do the right thing. Them not do the right thing, people. Because they see the wrong thing being done with video cameras for so long. It just becomes cool to videotape the wrong things. People transcending in serious accidents or whatever, that's what these people are videotaping. Look on him, look on him, look on him. Like, it become a sickness. No, it doesn't become a sickness because we all have mental issue already. It become an enhancement of sickness. How would you feel if you're in this, just reverse yourself? What me say? Me say just take off your shoes, put on one shoes on the next foot and walk around in 10 minutes and see how it feel. Just put yourself in a one different position than your comfortable position where you live every day. We're too cruel sometimes to each other, you know. It's sickness in advanced stages. As we proceed. Yeah, sometimes. People, did I say breathe in, breathe out? No. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. As we proceed.
To help get Tupac convicted of assault. He served 15 days in jail. Trouble did not stop there. Tupac and 3 other men were charged in New York with sexually assaulting a woman in a hotel room.
Hi, Tupac. How you doing?
Okay, and again, I said it before that there's a situation that he encountered in his life. And every situation where you're in, are you in it, you know? And it's so funny that There's people in jail today for the same thing and even worse. Weird, isn't it? Absolutely weird, isn't it? It's so weird. It's like this never happened before. Wow. And it's in the rap industry. Wow. As we proceed.
In a hotel room.
Hi, Tupac. How you doing? Can you tell me how you doing today?
Well, I just had to listen to the prosecution's closing argument, and it was just so far from the truth that it really just has me drained at the end of the day. But I'm leaving it in the hands of the jury. I'm learning a lot about people's innermost fears in this trial because it's not even about my trial no more. It's just about loud rap music, tattoo having thugs. It's not even about me no more. It's about, some.
And when is it about anything other than what they want it to be? Yeah, people. Because once you get a label, you get a label, you get a label, you get a label. We all get a label. When we get a label is not a good thing, people. People, a label is not a good thing, people. Just saying. As we proceed.
No more. It's about, some nightmare that these people having.
She's talking about thug life and all that, trying
to. He's definitely guilty. Anybody with thug life tattooed on their stomach is guilty. What type of reasoning is that? You know what I'm saying? We got different backgrounds from two different places. Just because I look different than her doesn't mean that I'm a side of my.
We say what it is. We will tell you what it means, and what it means to us is what it really means. People, it's so crazy until you understand that it's not that crazy. It's just that you don't understand. And once you understand, then you say, oh, them crazy for real. People, as we proceed, because the man done say for a long time, but me tell you, say the people them done burn it out already. Rastafari religion. As we proceed.
I look different than her doesn't mean that I'm a sodomizer or a raper. They've said it in the. I can't understand why it's this close. They talking about there's no evidence that I ever sodomized, but even though you put that all over the paper, and every time they take a quote out of this courtroom, they take a quote from out of her mouth, which is, the stuff to put me in jail. It's nothing that's been true. I just want print the facts so everybody can sort it out. My life is ruined because nobody has a chance to get the facts.
And the fact is that there was no semen found.
No semen found, no forceful entry, no entry into the anal, no nothing, none of that.
No fingerprints on the gun.
Fingerprints on the guns, you know what I'm saying? The only time ever there was an act of sodomy, she admitted she did it to me. I should be, putting charges on this girl who sodomized me on the floor of a dance club. Why am I in court? You know what I'm saying? Get my life ripped apart. But I'm here, I'm going to go through it just to show that I have faith in the American system. But for me to have faith in the American system, these juries and everybody else has to, play the same role and to keep an open mind. I'm already convicted. My whole life has been turned around. I lost every job. I lost everything, every opportunity. I can't get.
You see, people. People. It sounds like this has been done before. I'm not saying I have any proof of this being done before, but it sounds like it's been done before. People. You're guilty. You are guilty if we say you're guilty. Ready All the sponsors, everybody jump ship. What I tell you, every video on YouTube that has something positive to say or anything that has the truth to say, there's no ads. Absolutely no ads. Let me show you something with this one, you know. So, this one, it has 410,000. People understand this, you know. This has 410,000 views. And it has 3.8 thousand likes. Now, who would be watching this? Who would be watching this and not be liking this? You people? As we proceed, you know, come tell us, I love to hang out with smart people.
How old are you? 23?
23.
So you feel that your career is...
Yeah, it is. Why would I own a gun?
This man is 23 years old, and the system goes against this man like this man is 23-year-old. How would system go against a man 23-year-old like that? And that much I should want to say. You see, it doesn't matter how old you are. It's who you are. It's never how old you are. It's always who you are. Be unlimited. As we proceed, people, telling us not to join the Be Unlimited. You know, only diehard Be Unlimited can join. Yeah, me I say. As we proceed.
I've registered guns. You know what I'm saying? I'm a legal owner of guns.
In California.
California. So I came to New York. I wanted to be an illegal gun runner now. You know, that's what they want you to believe. I want to start erasing. What? Come on, man.
It just don't make no sense. Here's the evidence, man is spitting at you. Here's the evidence. Here's the proof. It doesn't make sense. But when they go into that bags of trick propaganda, look over here, don't look over there. Let me paint a picture. So even if this person is not guilty, is guilty. If this person is guilty, is not guilty. Because we say so. Don't look at the evidence. Don't look at the evidence. Don't look at the evidence. The evidence is not, it's not tangible. Let's just toss out the evidence. Let's just burn the evidence. Why should we ever look at any evidence of anything? Past, present, or future. It doesn't exist. Evidence is a lie. People, evidence is a lie. Because once they paint their picture, that's the only picture you should see and you will see. Absolutely. As we proceed.
Yeah, you know, that's what they want you to believe. I want to start erasing. What? Come on, man. This is all about my image. This has nothing to do with me. This is all about my image. It's like MTV, all the papers, they building me up. Now they destroying me on the same image that they perpetuate. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling records. This is what I do for a living. I'm selling records. Don't get it twisted. This is not my real life. This is not how my real life is supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be really having all these feelings in my life.
He was released.
You guys understand that? You don't understand what the man said? The man said, this is not me. This is just selling entertainment. You guys want entertainment? I'm giving you guys entertainment. Then you guys are blaming me for being entertaining? What do you guys want? Well, we want not too loud. let's just pull up Kendrick Lamar right here. So people, as we proceed, As we proceed.
He was released on $50,000 bail, but on the night of November 30th, 1994, the day before the verdict and the trial was to be announced, Tupac was shot 5 times, twice in the head, twice in the groin area, and the most serious wound, a gunshot through his hand, hitting an artery in his thigh.
Shakur was apparently attacked by robbers as he and 3 other men arrived at a New York City recording studio early this morning. A man identified as Shakur's manager was also wounded. Shakur and his road manager are currently on trial on sex abuse charges.
Checking himself out of Bellevue Hospital against the doctor's orders, Tupac claimed that he did not feel safe there. It was his time to leave. Unsolicited phone calls fueled his paranoia, and he couldn't sleep. Tupac felt like a prisoner to fame and even said he wanted to die at this point.
Shakur was found guilty of sexually abusing a woman last November in a New York hotel room. The jury acquitted him of more serious charges, sodomy and illegal carrying a weapon. Shakur, who was shot 5 times.
So them find him not guilty. Them find him not guilty of the serious charges, but them still have to tag him. They still Marcia, it's a big up. But tell you, that's one thing we learn. You must go into like the record banks. So your record is gonna be like always have something against it. It's so hard for you to stay against walk the chalk line because the chalk line is so thin. What I say? It's so hard for you to walk the chalk line because the chalk line is so thin. Either side. As we proceed, people, because me said the evidence now. All the people that look on the evidence, right? They don't charge him for all of those other ones, but again, them have to charge him for something. Why? Because these people in the court already create this perception that there's no way this person can be innocent of all charges. Because them don't create the image in them. He's a thug. There's no way a thug should be free in a freedom mind. Even though the man said, that's not how I am. I'm not a thug like how you guys see a thug. As we proceed, people.
Charges, sodomy and illegal carrying a weapon. Shakur, who was shot 5 times Wednesday during an apparent robbery attempt, was not in the courtroom when the verdict was read.
He was attacked whilst entering the lobby of Quad Recording Studios in Manhattan and also robbed by 2 armed men in army fatigues. He would later accuse fellow recording artists Sean Combs, Andre Harrell, and Biggie Smalls.
People, and again, this is the underbelly of the rap game because you see, again, it's rivalry. They're doing the same thing. They're making music, but it's like, even in the music industry, even though they're making money, right? It still has to be, I want to make more money than you. Remember, rap music was hot back then. These artists was making tons of money. This is when money was actually being made in the industry because they never have internet and them things there, right? Streaming and all of them things there. So for you to hear about an artist, right? Unless you see them on like MTV or BET or something like that. We weren't accessible to these people. So when you can spend the money if you go see them in a concert, and there was lots of concert back then. There's lots of artists back then. The music was, people were creating music until it became under control. So it's like they'll let you do whatever you want to do until they find a way to package it. And once it's packaged, it's over. Right? That's where the problem comes in because we don't package nothing ourselves. I talk about what I talk about. I talk about the light, the stoplight, right? The invention of the stoplight and how we patented it. And we said if we don't own the patent to anything, right? And it's the same thing now. if we don't own the patent, if we don't own the patent to our product, and they own the patent. The same thing with Angie Stone that I talk about that the company owes her money. It's the same thing. Past, present, and future. As we proceed, people.
And Biggie Smalls, whom he saw after the shooting of setting him up.
We built, and that's why I'm saying I do the part 1 of this, because you see, the part 2, again, these people are making money. They're making money, but some people feel like they want all the money. But when you get all the money, it doesn't mean anything, because $50 million can't get you out of jail. As we proceed, people.
The shooting of setting him up. Also suspected of being involved in the Iraq was his close friend and associate, Randy Stretch Walker. In his defense, Biggie said that they were in the recording studio and did not know Tupac would be there. Once they heard he was downstairs, Lil C's went to get him, but returned with the news that he had just been shot. When Biggie's entourage went downstairs to investigate, Tupac was being taken out on a stretcher, still conscious and giving the finger to those around.
I'm not guilty. People should look me in my eyes. They should look me in my eyes. And anybody that thinks I've committed that rape should go get Brenda's Got a Baby and keep your head up and listen to him thoroughly. I have no patience for anybody that doubts me. None at all.
You see? If the man, that man I show you, if the man put out so much music about conscious, positive, everything, and then all of a sudden this man I just switch, it just shows you. It does show you.
Out here. You know what I'm saying? If my people don't stand up for me, who is? I understand these white folks looking at me like that because they don't know me. They didn't hear keep your head up. That ain't no fluke. You know, keep your head up ain't no goddamn come up. I didn't do that for to be smiling in my face and say, oh, he's cool. I did that from my heart. So that if they do try to put a rape charge on me, my sisters could say he ain't about that. Now, if my sisters can't say that, you won't hear another keep your head up out my mouth. Not be here breathe.
Yeah. Man, I stand up for honor and nobody no stand up for the man. But that much I show you. The moment you stand in front of everybody and say, I am the leader. That's it. Everybody job done. That knowing that's where the job starts. You have to support somebody if you don't care about a person. You have to put in the effort. You guys have to put in the effort for sure, say it's worth what they're doing. You can't see the people that might fight for you and not just make the people them. When I say the people them say Marcus Garvey die of a broken heart, but I say no, he never die of a broken heart. He die of a disappointment. If you say him accomplished so much and the people them just say, yeah man. We'll catch up on the next rebound. All the heroes them will fight. These heroes, sheroes, them not fight just for people say, oh, better luck next time. It's to inspire other people to carry on where they might do. And not just make the people them effort go to we so. And that's why I feel guilty because me supposed to do this for a long time. Because I did have my video camera then and so me not take out myself out and say me feel these people. That's why I say I try my best to highlight, open up them books, yeah. And just for other people, open up a book and highlight them people, yeah. Just open up a book and highlight the greatness of these people. As we proceed, people, because I feel the man pain. The man put out all of them songs there and put in it. If you want to understand what he's about. Make the people them in the courtroom convict the man. Take off some of the charges, but once they mark you, you get mark, you know. What them say? Once you get skunk, you skunk. Which means once a skunk piss on you, you go smell like one skunk. And them say what them say if you take off that, you have to be in a tomato juice. I don't know about that. I don't want to try that. I don't want no skunk piss from me, that's all.
He ain't about that. Now, if my sisters can't say that, you won't hear another keep your head up out my mouth. I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised.
Drawing lyrical inspiration from the impending prison sentence, poverty, and troubles with the police, Me Against the World is described as Tupac's most introspective album, his magnum opus. The album hit the shelves whilst he was still in prison. It helped shift his image from that of a gangster rapper to more of a gangster poet. The album crafts a world.
Now the man them call the man gangster. When the man say, I'm a thug, the man never say he's a gangster. People, so the people that switch your name all over the place, the people that just have it zigzag, zaggy, zig, not connect. But tell us the propaganda. Everything stick. The man never say man no gangster. The man say him is a thug, and him explain why him is a thug. But at the same time, people just run with the sensationalism, run with the the trending. We're in the position that, yeah man, it goes so, even though it doesn't even go close to so. As we proceed, people, let's say,
A world, equal parts truth and fiction, that features a collection of news broadcasts that recount court drama, shootings, robberies, and the media storm that followed. There are soft, reflective moments where he becomes a street poet who wants to elevate his community and the women in it, as on Dear Mama, where Tupac empathizes with the difficulties his mother had raising him. He details his childhood poverty and his mother's addiction to crack cocaine, but argues that his love and deep respect for his mother supersede bad memories. In 1990, realizing her habit was out of control, she enrolled in a 12-step program at a drug and alcohol treatment center and reconciled with her son, who was at this point a successful recording artist.
Again, people, I tell you, oh, people love you. All you have to do is just become famous. Oh, if people love you, you have to be famous. Your family then kick you out, the family then turn you upside down. But as soon as you start in a movie, something. Why? We don't take the time to create these people, instill some love in them people, yeah. And when other people, see some people that have love or no gravitate to the same people them only hate. And so the things them when talk about Rasta, and then they love Bob Marley. Jesus. Only hate Rasta so much and love Bob Marley. You know, say Bob Marley a Rasta. Oh, but he's a different type of Rasta. He's a famous Rasta. Eh? It's sad sometimes, you know. I'm telling you. And then we complain so much about them. And never look on us while we fail ourselves. As we proceed, people. As we proceed.
Out with her son, who was at this point a successful recording artist. The Dear Mama video features an appearance from Finney. She reenacts her reconciliation with the look-alike of her son, as Tupac himself was serving his prison sentence at the time.
Until we can.
Yeah. She can reenact it because now him give her courage for her to accept. But when him did that talk to her from before, she run him. There's enough situation when that I've been through. Enough people, billion people that have been through those similar situations. Because the same time you're born young in the family and the older people them look upon you a certain way, them treat you a certain way. Not because there's anything about you, right? It's just the fact that you're young. So being young is a curse. Anything what you say no matter. You don't have no sense. You don't understand nothing. Your point of view don't count. All of them things here, people. Just because you're young. I want no things that I hate. Huh? As bad as enough people might look at it, there's people out there trying their best, but I don't give them encouragement to continue to do what them do. My View TV always says seek a friend before you need a friend. Or something to that say. But sometimes people are go through certain things and the people them around them never see. Because me say, as long as you did it for me, nice, that's good. But the serious things them, we don't have conversation about serious things, you know. If I'm not entertainment, if I'm not politics, things are so superficial. Not like, you're good? What you need? A hug? Let me listen to what you say. And I say if you're not genuine, it'll work, you know. But sometimes people can't trust you, know, because you're not genuine. You know, tape record and then put it on social media. Tap up the scream. Tap up the scream. When you see how you're sick. All of the real people them, want to eliminate the real people them. I don't eliminate, ignore, tell them shut up, SYM. And not just make people don't want to carry on them great work. Because some people shallow for real, you know. There's some really shallow people. Their mind, I tell you, say, if you ever put them mind, them brain under a microscope, you probably would have see one little string of same thing just a struggle around in a one circle, now gonna know it. Because you can't just close your eyes and you just access the unlimited being that you are. But you open your eyes and be so limited to yourself by just seeing something where you can pick on in the next person to make yourself feel good. I tell you this, it's sad how some people is. As we proceed, people,
He'd mostly been an insular artist with ideas and thoughts aimed in specific directions. California Love gave him the stellar widescreen treatment that the notorious B.I.G. would get later. It was just a glimpse of what he might achieve as a rap superstar.
Hip hop need to stay true to the streets. Rap can do whatever they got to do to make money. Just stay alive. But hip hop got to stay true to the streets. Keep your head up. Don't give up.
Financial goals.
Okay, and me tell you, said everything what the man talk about from the beginning, yes, him come up hard, him come up tough, him come up rugged. The man talk about the rose and the concrete. I'm telling you, say, with always I ask a question. Can a seed grow up on concrete? And it's always, the answer is always yes, given the opportunity. But some people just say no, no, no. So anytime I ask them people then question there, and the answer when they give me, show me if you can have a conversation with them, or it just end there. So I've been through these situations. I'm telling you, when I was learning and going through understanding, I was listening and I was hearing the things I was supposed to be hearing. But then they come in like say, it's like someone fall off the face of the earth in a sense. I start listen and listen and listen and listen and not hearing what I'm supposed to be hearing. As we proceed, people.
His main security. Right after that, we did the fight in Vegas. And they performed and everything that night. We went back to LA after that weekend, and immediately after going back to LA that Monday, I was assigned to Tupac. From that moment on, it was Pac and I. Everywhere he went, I was with him, and we were rolling. Picture us rolling.
The Suge Knight of Death Row Records, being one of the most powerful, feared men in the music industry, and the central figure in gangster rap's catapult to massive commercialization, Tupac's new contract wasn't just about music. It also marked his acceptance into Suge's powerful group, known to have a strong gang affiliation. West Coast, East Coast rivalry was gearing up, just as Tupac was released from jail. The East Coast was Bad Boy, and the West was Death Row. As with everything, business profit in terms of sales mattered, and so popularity of the artist and how many records they sold was key. New York City was the birthplace of hip hop.
So even then, people were telling us that, oh, the money. That's when money was being made, not now. I mean, them talk about streaming and them things there, but then was good music. If they were keep on making good music, yes. But I'm gonna say ever since this incident happened, it was like a blight. It was like, because them two, the icon of Biggie Smalls and Tupac, it's like, it was enormous. It was huge. I tell you something, I love Biggie because Biggie lyrically, him flow them just understand people. There's when an artist with one of the things that we do is church music. I get so excited because when we do the one on Christian music, right? The vibes that they used to give the people them, the music and the words together. It's different era, but it's the same feeling because when it's good music, it gives you that. I tell you, say, music and food are the two things that are actually it's part of the universe, to put it simply. Food and music, because it goes straight into us, right? So if the food is good and the music is good, then we're better people. Bad music, bad food. Bad combination. Yes, people. So then people are creative, artistic. Reggae music and hip hop, you had so much different flavors of different artists, and their topic was so wide variety. It wasn't like the most stupidest things them where them are stupid. Even nursery rhyme, if I did nursery rhyme to Jesus, it would have been so much better. Eh? More than the crap, 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 crap. And we had that conversation today. Well, my nephew call it what kind of music them make now? Suicide music. A suicide music, him say. We can call it suicide music. Depressing suicidal music, yes. People. I'm gonna say it's not because you're old, you know. I that me say just because you're old doesn't mean that you don't know good music. And what is good music? Them discussion but I said that eventually the panel is gonna be open up so we can have them discussion there. But right now I'm just looking at all of these things that I always looked at by myself. Now me and AI run things. As we proceed, people, and my loyal members, listeners, and re-listeners, as we proceed,
New York City was the birthplace of hip hop, and artists from LA felt they weren't given the same media coverage and public attention as those on the East Coast.
I hear the big man them argue over media attention, eh? Big baby them. If them did have them own media company, they should have them own printing press or print out them own papers like Marcus Garvey, yeah? They have money to do all of them things, yeah? Yes, no? Come on now. Come on now. As we proceed, people.
It was more personal than this. Being from the East Coast, Tupac's allegiance was there. He was not pleased with West Coast rappers like Diddy and Biggie, whom he felt wanted to dirty up everything he had worked for. So he turned up the heat for music videos, satirizing the ongoing feud. In an interview with Vibe magazine, Tupac said some very provocative things about P. Diddy and Biggie. He claimed that Big knew he was getting set up when he was shot and failed to warn him. Now he was involved with Suge Knight and Death Row, and the situation became a complete other thing, a war with blood split and threats made. It started at the Source Awards in New York. Knight flew in a lot of people from Death Row. They got booed when they were coming up for their awards. Suge Knight's famous remarks that night became the first real shots in a deadly battle.
I'd like to tell Tupac, keep his guards up. We ride with him. One other thing I like to say, anyone out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, won't have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
And again, people, there's lots of money making in these times. Right? There's two different parties. There's the East Coast and the West Coast. And the West Coast music was banging, the East Coast music was banging, people. It's not like these guys were creating crappy music. They're creating good music, entertaining music. But within this entertaining music, there's this dark energy of undertone of violence against each other. So them times that we never see them things that in a sense like we just saw good music. Why are these guys fighting? They're all similar situation. I'm gonna tell you the mentality of us just create a downfall all the time. So when them say nothing good lasts forever, because they know we're not gonna make it last. We're definitely not gonna make it last. And if we don't make it last, somebody else is gonna come and make it not last. So we always a fight with self, even though there's enough money there. There's enough money there to what? How much money do you want? And you can't have concert every weekend. They were hot. Them have good music. Them have catalog people. Before we know what catalog is worth now, these people are creating catalogs. But it comes down to the structure, because you see, if there was like an organization now that could come in and say, look, this is not good for our culture. There's no preacher, there's no bankers, there's nobody who like the organized. Where's the what's it called? NAWCP. This was a perfect time for them to come in and say, look, you guys are great artists. Whatever situation it is, it shouldn't be coming to the point where we're destroying each other. The Bloods and the Crip. You know, when I go, I'm going to find out, say, the Bloods and the Crip. Okay, first I'm going to go through the 12 colors and find out, say, red and blue balance each other. But start laugh because we are saying, wait there. You mean to tell me, say, the two of them are the same? And the two of them start fight against each other. I couldn't say, yo, me just did I say, but how could something good end up being so bad? It just couldn't comprehend. But then even that we can highlight and we can go into those details to see how it was created. The Black Panther was one organization that was created to educate and feed the black communities and stuff like that. That was taken down, right? So everything is always dismantled, broke it down. So we have come to a thing where we do it ourselves. We just broke it down ourselves. Start your business. There's 100 people out there. Line up for broke down your business than 100 people out there to build up your business. Okay? So we have our own mentality of broke it down. I have the conversation with anything black no good. I'm gonna tell you some year in my family all the time. And the person will say it, guess what? And the person will taught them, guess what? So we have said, look for the things that we say on a daily basis that we're not supposed to say. That's the one thing, Mr. We're supposed to put in the book of blasphemy. That's not something we're supposed to say. How can we say them things that out of our mouth and don't understand, say it's a reflection of ourselves? And say it so brawling. You hurt yourself by saying that. You say nobody not supposed to listen to you because you black. That makes sense? You no matter what shade of black is, you're still black, you know. That's why I'm going to tell you, say, oh, we have racism within ourselves, practice it against each other, and go on like say, we're not doing it. Or like it's not happening. It is. We treat ourselves so bad. We treat ourselves so bad. Again, people, back to the West Coast, East Coast. I'm going to tell you, say, these are educational programs. When you sit down, when you have time and listen to understand. Or just go and go find TikTok and spend hours and hours on TikTok. No problem. But even if you take it in a dosage, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, at least it's the same thing. It's not inconsistent, people. As we proceed.
In a provocative move, Tupac made a song with Faith Evans, Biggie's wife. Shortly after, he wrote the song Hit 'Em Up, a classic battle record. It played a major role in exacerbating the East Coast West Coast hip hop rivalry.
And again, this man is for the community, right? And this man is going to put more flame on the fire when this man is supposed to come out and say, look, you know what? So we contribute to it sometimes. We are part of it. And I remember these things, people. I remember these things. But I said these are two good artists. The man, them full of talent. Them different. So there's no comparison. There's no competition. Because you in your own lane and me in my own lane. Me in my own city, you in your own city. You have your own label, I have my own label. So they make it a kingdom against a kingdom. Oh, that king over there has to go. And this king and this king. And this is the same king argument we hear about the king thing now. Past, present, and future. As we proceed, people.
Coast West Coast hip hop rivalry. He also used the song as a platform to express his belief that Biggie was guilty of stealing his style of rapping and was merely imitating his lifestyle. In the original recording, Tupac also insulted Jay-Z in an end segment, but removed it after being convinced by Outlaw's members that Carter had nothing to do with the conflict between Death Row and Bad Boy. The music video features actors recalled from prior roles in his music videos to impersonate some of those who were attacked in the song.
Yes. And when this video came out, it was like, again, this man's supposed to be an activist. The man not supposed to do them things here. So the same gangster lifestyle that they portray him as before, and he says, no, I'm not that. It's the same avenue the man stepped down. So they're saying, see, exactly what we told you. This is who he is. So this is what I'm going to say. Anything anybody says about you, it's not true until you do what they say. Anything anybody say about you is not true until you do what them say. As we proceed, you know, so I'm going to get copy strike for this.
I arrived in Las Vegas September.
A member of the New York Crips, which would have deadly repercussions. In the casino sticks, the MGM Grand Casino in Las Vegas was the venue for a Mike Tyson boxing bout Tupac was watching. On the way out in the casino lobby, Tupac and his bodyguards got into a fight with one Orlando Anderson, a member of the New York Crips, which would have deadly repercussions.
Again, people, this man says he's not part of this stuff. So from starting out from the humble beginning and everything else, yes, the people them Them let him down when him got jail, right? And he never get no support. But you can't become bitter. You cannot become bitter where it consume you in a sense that you start hurt the people them when you're supposed to protect. So I'm understanding bitterness, in anger. And this is not direction though. Because I'm done label him already, you know. And I'm telling you, once you have one charge become two charge become 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 charge. Because every time you got court, I'm gonna say, well, Your Honor, this first charge was stealing a candy when he was 5 years old, and the second charge, Your Honor, he jaywalked when he was 11 years old, and Your Honor, as you can see, when he was 16, Your Honor, he got angry at school. We've been through all of this because when you look on it with what name, yeah, from baseball, Jesse Owen. Is it Jesse Owen, baseball player? First integrated baseball player. People, I'm telling you, the history is right in front of me, you know. Because now I'm in it, I'm understanding so much of it. Once them tag you. Just like when them tag the animals them in the wilderness and them have a thing on them ears. Any policeman can stop you and check up and, oh yeah, let's see, let me check your car. You have a charge for marijuana. You have a charge. So for the next generation is for you to keep your record clean and don't get entangled with the system, because the system is there to always have you portrayed as a thug and not in a positive sense. It's always going to go against what you're trying to do. So this is why it's so important for you to understand them things here, the next generation. As we proceed, people, come tell us that these things, I'd like to have these things in either in books or put together in chapters, right? So then we can put chapter 1 here so and fit everything in with all the life to see how things are in the spider web of our past, present, and future.
Prior to the day that Tupac was shot on September the 7th, I arrived in Las Vegas September the 6th, the day before. That day, we were told not to bring our weapons into the club after the fight, not to have our weapons on our person, to either leave them in our hotel room or to leave them in our vehicles. Has there ever been a situation where you were told to leave your weapon prior to this? We were never told prior to September the 7th to leave our weapons anywhere other than the fact if we were going out of the state of California by airplane to a video shoot or on tour. We knew common sensely we couldn't carry a weapon on the airplane. So more than likely we would have left our weapons at that time, but we were never told, there was never a meeting held specifically to tell us to leave our weapons, period. The fight was boom, 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 boom. The fight was over. After the fight, Tupac's and Suge's thing was to go to the back where, Mike's dressing room. So we went backstage. We go backstage and we're waiting on Tyson to come back there. And Pac's back there. He's all excited. His boy just knocked out Selden. 50 blows. He just hit him 50 times. You count him. So, I'm back there with him and everything. And Suge is back there. So Suge says something to Pac. And then the next thing I know, we're leaving. Tyson didn't even make it out the ring to come down. Everyone shows up, and one of Suge's homeboys, his name is Trevon, he comes over and he whispers something in Pac's right ear, because I'm on his left. He whispers something. Next thing I know, Tupac takes off running. He took off running, and I went off running behind him. And when he turned the corner, there was this guy standing there. Little did I know who he was. He ran up to him and he swung. Then the guy swung back, and then Pac weaved, and then Pac swung again. And at this time, there was like 3 or 4 blows thrown. Tupac had this medallion on that he had recently purchased, and it broke. When it broke, he went down to pick it up. When he went down to pick it up, I grabbed it. When I grabbed him, I threw him against the wall. So I had him out of the fight. This time, everyone else is running up, as clearly the MGM footage shows. The guy is Orlando Anderson now that we know who he is. They're into this brawl. And I have Tupac against the wall now at this point. The fight ended. We had to get out of there. Little did I know, earlier when they had left me, I'd already walked all through the MGM. So everybody's taking off, going in the wrong direction. I go, no, shoot, this way, right? And then he's like, no, this way. And I was shoot, I was just here all day. I go this way. So they followed. And we followed, got our way out, and we took off and walked back over to the Lexor. To get back over to the Lexor, Suge said, hey, I'm going to go up and change. Pop was there, I'm going to go up and change. We'll meet back out in the valet. All right, cool. We're down in the, at this time, we left his room. We're down in the valet park and we're waiting on Suge. Suge shows up. While we're down in the valet, all of the hoochies, all of the groupies, everybody that knew Tupac and Suge was, Suge, can we go to the club? Suge, Pac, can we go? Suge said, let's go. He and Pac was walking to Suge's BMW. I'm walking with them. When we get to the car, Pac turned to me and goes, yo, Frank. He pulled the keys out and he handed me the keys. He goes, drive the little homies because we're going to be drinking tonight and you'll be able to drive us back. So I was like, what car you want me to drive? He goes, drive Kadada's car. And I didn't even know where the car was. I go, where is it? He goes, it's right there. He goes, the homies will show you where it's at. So I was like, all right. So Suge gets in his car, he and Pac, and the entourage is starting to form now. Suge takes off. I'm right behind him. I'm the bodyguard on point. Theoretically and honestly, there should have been 3 or 4 more bodyguards with us that particular time, going from there, going to Suge's house, and going back to the club that night for the after party. Later on, I found out that with security, that there was 22, about 20 to 22 security personnel for this night. Everyone was called Club 662 to set up the security and get the people rolling in over there. So all of the security was there. Michael Moore, who was with me earlier that evening, supposed to have met us at the MGM. His story to me was Al Gittins, who was the supervisor now for security at this point. Al Gittins told Michael Moore to fuck that. You go and come to the club. And he was like, well, Tupac told me to come over to the MGM. He was like, no, we need you over here. You get over here. So Mike went over to the club. So I was the only one left with Pac. Keep in mind, my weapon was in my car. I didn't have a phone. I had no way of communication. Reggie was also over at the club. Reggie normally is Suge's bodyguard. And Reggie is always with Suge. That night, why he wasn't with Suge, only Reggie knows that. At this time, everyone in the car, not just me, looked at the gas and was like, yo, Frank, we're going to run out of gas. I was like, what y'all want me to do? Pull over and get gas? I go, you know, if we pull over, we lost them. Right? So I said, I can't pull over. I might as well take the chance and run out of gas, right? Thinking we're just going to go to Suge's and from Suge's back to the club. But the light had been on forever at this point, on the gas light.
How long were you on at Suge's?
When we got to Suge's house, we were at Suge's house probably a good 30 minutes. Suge went in, he changed clothes. They were all just BSing a little bit. When Suge finally came out, hopped in his car, we came through the security guard that guards the homes going into Suge's place. There had to been 20, 30 cars out on the road just waiting for us to come out to follow us. We leave out of Suge's. Again, we're flying 70, 80 miles an hour going back toward Las Vegas Strip. We get back on the Strip at this point, and why the car didn't run out of gas is a miracle right now to me because it should have.
You know someone, yeah. Well, the car didn't run out of gas. It was America. The man has stressed that somehow say the car is supposed to run out of gas, right? And it's a miracle why this car didn't run out of gas. I don't know why this man keep on stressing the fact that the car didn't run out of gas. But I'm saying it doesn't call preparation if you're not prepared for the situation that's gonna come up. It's like, look how much money them people are make and little gas. It's just mind-boggling sometimes, people. The little things them that is key to success are the yo, it's just us. Not care about the key to the success. We just care about the success. But we can't get there without the keys, people. As we proceed.
On me because it should have. We get back on the strip. We're proceeding to go down the strip. It's a fight night. The fight's over. The strip is jam-packed, crowded.
I'm thought Tyson did famous sometimes. They know Tyson I make money too, you know. So just to see Mike Tyson go fight a brother they were there for, like, trust me, that's honestly, it wasn't necessary for Tyson to go do that to fight because that guy is not even a fighter. He's like he was some social media TikTok sensation. And yes, a lot of people get famous off of TikTok, but Tyson put in time in the ring to become who he is. Right? So me never really like that too tough. So I'm gonna fight that brother there and lose to him.
Probably about in front of the Excalibur Hotel, which is right by Tropicana on Las Vegas Strip. Tupac and Suge was in a car in front of me, and their music was playing pretty loud because we could hear it. And there was bicycle cops. A couple of bicycle cops pulled up, and one of them went over to Suge's side and asked him, I guess, to turn down the music, I'm assuming. And then the next thing I know, Suge opens the door, steps out of the car. He and a cop walks to the back of the car, and he opens up the trunk. The car was brand new, didn't have a license plate on it. So he looked in the trunk, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm thinking, oh, shit, I hope they don't get popped. He let him go. So now we're still in gridlock traffic. So we proceed to go down the strip. We're going down the strip. Pac and Sugar up there doing their thing, talking. Myself and Outlaws were in there, listening to their music. We get to Flamingo off of Las Vegas Strip. We got to turn right. We make a right off of the strip. The next light is Koval. Little did we know that anything was about to happen.
Ever wondered what?
Little did we know, people, all along the people then go get in a fight. They get in a fight in the club. The man then tell them to leave them gun and it's nothing don't seem wrong about this whole situation. Huh? Say sometimes we always say, say, my spirit tell me if you do this, my spirit tell me if you do this, and we not do it. But if we listen to ourselves sometimes, the answer is always there. Hindsight 2020, yes. But everything what this man talk about, it's so suspicious. Everything about it is so suspicious. And nobody see it suspicious. There's no such thing as suspicious. As we proceed, people.
Little did we know that anything was about to happen. We pull up to the light. I am the second car. Actually, I'm the third car. One of Suge's homeboys was in front of Suge, which never, ever, ever happened with anyone being in front of Suge. Then another one of his homeboys, Trevon, was to the left of Suge. which would have been to his side of the car. So you got Trevon to the left, you have K-Dub in the front, and you have me in the back. And we're sitting at this light. It's September, it's hot, sticky, and we're all just sitting there pretty much just vegging out, waiting on the light to change. Then all of a sudden, I noticed this white Cadillac. Cadillac pulls up, and it was not like a thought of mine that something was about to happen. Because
Jesus, I'm telling you, I don't understand. This is people, the movie. We know the outcome of the movie, them, but sometimes the movie, them, the anticipation, because people, everything seems so wrong about this whole situation. It just seems so wrong. As we proceed.
Entourage, as we're proceeding to go to Club 662, people are, I mean, women are like, yo, Pac, Suge, and can we go? You know, groupies and things like that. So it was not anything out of the ordinary for this car to be pulling up, thinking that something's going to happen. And as soon as the car pulled up, my head turned back, and I'm looking, I'm watching the car. Malcolm, who is sitting in the seat behind Yacht Fula was in a passenger seat with me up in the front, and Kay Castro, was directly behind me. Before the Cadillac pulled up, we're all just vegging. They're looking out toward the right. Cadillac pulls up, we notice it. Then all of a sudden, this arm comes out. An arm comes out. And he just started firing immediately. And I'm like, oh my God. And all you see and all you hear is.
Yeah, so even time of the year say him get shot, I say, okay, him get shot again. Like, I'm gonna get shot already 5 times and I wanna survive. So I'm gonna say, all right, fine, I'm gonna survive again too. Because until I say, there's so much to life. But if we not see it, all we see is death. So I say them times that them people are make money, you know. These people are making money. But having money and not a goal, what's the sense? No community center, nothing. You know, you're about no Tupac community center, no Biggie Smalls community center and them things there. Sad enough people. People them before these generation of people, them have schools, them have statue, them have so much things. It's like I said, them never look upon the past and see. The unity where them did have before. And people did great, you know. I mean, they were talented. Them did talented people. But then just falling into the chop off. This is what they say I am, so this is what I must be. And that reached them. As we proceed, people.
They had Suge out of the vehicle on the ground, and as I was approaching him, the blood was shooting up out of his head. So I'm yelling, let him up, let him up. He's with us. He's part of the entourage. And when they let him up, Tupac is still sitting in the passenger seat. The door is still closed. So Suge says, I can do it. It's my car. I'll open it. The door was actually stuck. So Suge got over there, opened the door, and we pulled Pac out of the car. When we pulled him out of the car, we lied him down on the side of the car, and I'm kneeling down at this time, and I'm talking to him like, Pac, man, Pac, Pac. And he's like, he's trying to breathe. And then he goes, I can't breathe.
Las Vegas police never arrested anyone in connection with the cold-blooded murder, even failing to follow up with Yaki Gaddafi, a member of Tupac's entourage, who was there that evening, who claimed he could identify the assailant. It seemed too much of a coincidence that 2 months later, Gaddafi was murdered before he could give his damning statement. One theory comes from Russell Poole.
And that I don't understand. Like, why me can never write it down, make a tape recording, do something with it? I don't tell you, how can you have a phone? I don't know sure. How you can have a phone and you can leave 100 tape recording messages? I don't know tell you, say, all them people that have the cell phone, them and them now do the things that they're supposed to do with them. It's crazy. It's like say we turn off somewhere. Turn off from ourselves. The man could have write 100,000 deficit. Call somebody. Tape record the whole conversation. And then this man up. Then box him up without know everything. Sure, sometimes. As we proceed, people.
One theory comes from Russell Poole, a former LAPD detective. He believes that Suge Knight set up Tupac's murder. This might seem unlikely, considering Knight was hit in the shooting, but Detective Poole thinks that he had his own motives for the contract killing. Apparently, Knight owed Tupac a lot of money. Some accounts point up to $10 million. Tupac's mother, Tupac Shakur, backs up the theory, as she sued Death Row Records in 1997 for mishandling her son's funds and withholding millions. Seemingly more proof of this theory comes by way of the fact that Tupac intended to leave Death Row Records, firing his lawyer at the time, David Kenner, who in addition to being Suge Knight's lawyer, also wrote up Tupac's agreement with Death Row Records. Just a week after the lawyer was fired, Knight invited Tupac to the fateful boxing match. Another red flag comes.
Okay, people, again, watch. So he invited him. He never told him to go get in fighting at the lobby with that brother, you know. He did this on his own. Somebody tell him, said this person is in the lobby, and then he went over there and he started wailing on this guy. So as we proceed, people.
After the brawl in the MGM lobby, Knight stopped and calmly made a phone call while everyone else fled the scene. His insistence that Tupac should ride in his car after the boxing match cast a heavy shadow too.
I saw no reason why anyone would sit in a vehicle or next to anyone that they would put a hit on someone and be sitting there.
Exactly. That me say, we are gonna tell you if you come rob the bank and me in the bank. We say, all right, shoot up the bank, but we say she ain't shoot me. Oh, that gonna make sense. You're the first one never go shoot, cause guess what? You know what go on. That don't make no sense for real people. As we proceed.
With the bullets flying all through the car like it did that night, Suge was a target as well as Tupac was. I stick by that. I said that in my book. Why would I put in Rolling Stone magazine or with this Detective Poole, as he said I said these things, why would have I told him these things when I didn't even put it in my own book? It would have gone in my book before it would go to Rolling Stone magazine. I'm shocked that Rolling Stone magazine would even print something like that without checking.
People, this man don't know history because me keep on saying right through history, right? The papers always write what they want to write. It doesn't necessarily have to be true. Then write it on the big headline, sensationalism, TikTokism, right? The same way it's done, it's the same way it's being done again. Trending. And then at the back of the page, they go, oh, the trending was a mistake. That's not how it goes. And by the way, Cocotti him pass off RIP Cocotti, because you see, him did pass off from a couple days ago, and I did say RIP, but nobody wanted to say anything because them did say before say him did pass off when him didn't pass off. So again, instead of people actually go find the truth and put out the lie, right? Understand, people? So there's always gonna be confusion if you don't go research yourself and find yourself. So I'm gonna tell you, say him say them shocked by what them put in, but them not care. Those are big corporations. They're expected to lie. Come on now, people. As we proceed.
Stone magazine would even print something like that without checking secondary source. They could have gotten a hold of me through my publisher. I never said that Suge Knight was one of the shrewdest gangsters. Suge personally never did anything to me. He treated security very well, as I've stated before. There was no beef with anyone in security with Suge Knight.
And even though Suge Knight has a bad reputation, right? Reputation, but when you listen to the man talk, right? You're not gonna agree with everything a person say, but you can't take what other people say about a person if it's so outlandish from who the person is. You can't say a person have 6 legs, right? When the person say him have 3 arms, right? That's way outlandish from what the man say and who the person is. And that's one of the things that's in our community, how we look upon each other in that sense, in sensationalism, right? When I go so. Boy, I mean, I tell you, them things, yeah, it really go deep. They really go deep. As we proceed.
With Suge Knight.
Do you have an idea why Tupac was killed?
No, I don't.
In Orlando Anderson's initial testimony, he said that Suge Knight was part of the brawl in the lobby, but then after changed his story to say that Suge had tried to stop the fight, stating, "I see him pulling people off me." One theory is that Anderson changed his story because of a payoff by Suge Knight himself. The detective also claimed that the bullet wound Knight received that night was never verified by the hospital, eyewitnesses, or the police.
Ludwig Aber.
And again, which eyewitness? You have to put some name to it, A person can't say them an eyewitness and them name eyewitness. Nobody no name. Nobody no name no eyewitness, people. So, people. What's the name of people? Dempsey. What's the name of Dempsey? There's like, it's good to take information, but I say you have to put something to it. Right? These people say something anonymously, then them can't say nothing then because they're not saying it. If you can't say something, you can't just say allegedly. That sounds more like it than anonymously. Big words again. As we proceed, people.
Hospital, eyewitnesses, or the police. Another theory comes from Chuck Phillips, a former LA Times journalist. He believed that Orlando Anderson, Biggie Smalls, and the Southside Crips gang were responsible for the murder. The LA Times investigated the murder for over a year and came up with the following findings. The Crips retaliated against the beating of Anderson by shooting Tupac. Anderson was the shooter. Biggie Smalls paid $1 million for the supplied gun and murder of Tupac. Biggie's motive for wanting Tupac dead? His year-long feud was well documented. He claimed and hit him up that he had slept with Faith Evans, Biggie's wife, was reason enough. According to the investigation journalist, Biggie nor anyone who was affiliated with him was not questioned by the police. 6 months later, in March 1997, Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls, was fatally shot in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles by an unknown assailant. With Orlando Anderson shot to death in May 1998, another avenue of investigation closed, though he had always denied responsibility for Tupac's death, and it was never charged. A different theory was proposed by Greg Kading, a former LAPD detective assigned to the case in 2006, 10 years after the event. Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, the CEO of East Coast Bad Boy Records, was whom he held responsible for orchestrating Tupac's death. Detective Kading met with Crips gang member Keith Davis to confess on tape that P. Diddy paid him $1 million to carry out the murder of Tupac and Suge Knight. He also admitted that Orlando Anderson, who was in fact Davis' nephew, was the one who pulled the trigger. He also admitted to being in Anderson's car at the time of the murder. To quote Davis, Orlando rolled down the window and popped him. If they would have drove on my side, I would have popped him. Davis said that the motive for Diddy was fear and paranoia, that Suge Knight would strike first. He also said that Tupac was only included in the hit because P. Diddy was furious about his diss track, Hit 'Em Up. Because of the shooting in 1994 and the aftermath, when Tupac repeatedly stated that he suspected Diddy to be the perpetrator of the incident, also helped ground this theory. In 2011, Dexter Isaac, who was serving life in prison, confessed that a P. Diddy associate hired him to rob Tupac that night. P. Diddy has repeatedly denied the claim, stating, "This story is pure fiction and completely ridiculous." The case remains unsolved, with most of the major players now either dead or serving lengthy prison sentences. It seems unlikely that the actual circumstances of Tupac's murder will ever be conclusively proved in court, but it won't stop people from looking for answers. Tupac had a prophecy about his death, stating, "That's why I go in the studio and do 3 songs a day, get things ready. If I die, it can't happen. If anything were to happen to me, the album's ready to go," believing that his death would be a tragedy. He envisioned it being like something from a Shakespeare play.
You know, out of the love for Black people. So that's how I got to live, and that's how I have to die. And that's how my music has to be, and my acting, and my producing, and my interviews, everything.
Yeah.
For the love of Black people.
The first line, say the black and the berry.
Okay, and again, people understand this, right? Can't love Black people and hate Black people. Because these people that you go against, they're still Black people. What that I'm saying, no? We can't hate each other in the sense of we differentiate between different culture and different. Oh, you cook curry aki, and me cook curry oxtail, so that make we like me not understand those divide where we have. I'm gonna look on them things and see how them people are great. But with greatness come responsibility, just like a true friend have responsibility of making sure, say, go drink and drive. Say, beat up your wife. That take certain responsibility you have. You cannot say you do all of them things, yeah, and when them a play them things over and over, them just a show the contradiction, right? They're just showing the contradiction of who he became. Because him did have one idea, and then him get in our situation when he became bitter about life. Change him trajectory. It's a sad case. It's really a sad case. Because I said in this time these people had so much money. They had so much, people love them. Groupie love them and all of a song and groupie all of the groupie them, even them the groupie there. I wonder if them are picking out. Of course, them probably have 30 picking. I tell them picking, don't be like me. Oh, people. Yeah. They were talented. I'm going to tell you the thing called ego. The next thing called contempt. As we proceed, people.
The sweeter the juice, the darker the next thing, the deeper the roots. I give violence to my sister's own welfare. To my kids, don't nobody else care. I think it's time to kill for our women, time to heal our wits. Read to our wits. Because if we don't have a race of babies that make the ladies, that make the babies. And since a man can't make one, he has the right to tell a woman where to create one. So we're the real G's. Get up. No, you better up, baby. Keep your head up.
Tupac elevated rap from a crude street fad to a complex art form. A poet whose tales of urban alienation captivated young people of all races and backgrounds. He knew from the very beginning that he had a very short window to live and that he wanted to create a body of work. He was constantly producing, constantly writing, constantly in a recording studio. Even in prison, he was writing a screenplay. Knowing that he would not be on this earth for any length of time, he came with a specific purpose, contradictions, complexities, and all. And he left behind something that has touched a generation of people.
Hip hop need to stay true to the streets. Rap can do whatever it got to do to make money. Just stay alive. But hip hop got to stay true to the streets. Keep your head up. Don't give up. I'm still in storm. As a matter of fact, my mother was in a book. There's a book about my mother called "Look for Me in the Whirlwind." I like to think that's my motto.
Yeah, people. That's the part one of the life and death of Tupac Shakur. Again, everybody will tell us that we know everything, we hear everything in the media, right? And we accept everything in the media like that. But when you detail certain things, you see the downfall of us, right? And now in a fluid situation, we can't always make an adjustment because we learn from the past. So say anger, one of the greatest destruction. Hate are the next one. Contempt. Now, them things are invisible, but when you're practicing them, become so deadly. So everything when I'm talk about is true. Well, a few things I don't agree with because it's not like he took a revolutionized rap and just bring fit him spirit and fit him drive and energy to it because it was created already and it existed from the 60s, from the 70s, right? So all he did was make it better. Invent the wheel, you just improve the wheel. So he took it to a next level. He introduced it to the younger generation with not social media, but MTV. I remember and then put package and label on anything. It sell. It sell, sell, sell. It sell, sell, sell. Right? So all of them things we're well aware of. But there's other great rappers throughout history. But I say in their root, right, they make as much impact as Tupac and Biggie. But life lessons is always supposed to for us to learn in our life. And as great as them was, right, you see what them downfall was. And people say them could have controlled something that's not controllable by them. And the things that they're supposed to control, they didn't. Them anger, them wrath towards each other. Because me tell you, say them didn't make money. They were like, them could have make two different empire. Why you have to eliminate the next empire over there so? Why can't we just make the people them do what them a do and we go about the business? It never comes down to that, you know. Again, people, just say it's always educational because once we understand certain things, we can change certain things. If we don't understand it, how can we change it? We're not going to change the facts that we are great people, no. Right? But we can change how we treat each other, encourage each other, or discourage each other, because more discourage than encourage. Influence. Then say them have a social media influencer. Me ask the question, who them are influence? Because where them are have to influence, me not call that a influence. Me no know how you can make certain people influence you in a certain things. When them not no sense. How an idiot can influence you? You don't understand that? How can an idiot tell you how to have a relationship? How an idiot can tell you how to get rich? You just ask. So if an idiot tell you if you do something idiotic and you make money, remember, you have to be an idiot. Not to make money, but an idiot to do that to make money. Understand that? Because sometimes we don't understand certain things, you know. And that's the problem. So if you don't understand, if you ask question, you have to ask question. Happy birthday month to all of the people them not born this month. Good morning, good afternoon, have a nice day. If you have nothing good to share, you can always share a smile. All of the people them might try them best and them feel say they might go give up because they not see. I say, don't give up if you know have to try a different way, but don't just give up. If you don't want to lose weight and you not lose weight, don't give up. Try a different way. More vegetables, more fruits, try different grain. If you not write a book, how no stuck, you don't give up. You just turn the book around and start right from the back. Write the ending and come catch up to which part you no stuck. Oh. If you not write a poem and you stuck, turn the page upside down and write the ending till you reach the spot where you stuck. With unlimited mind, we can think and create anything we want to think and create. because the universe has always been ours. The only problem are the loop that we're stuck in. And the loop is called confusion of not knowing who we are and who we're supposed to be. Unlimited. Because there's no limit to greatness. There's only subtraction of greatness. Which means I'm cheat with every day. But we still have to keep on going. People, thank you so much for stopping by and saying hello. Or not saying hello. Silent listeners, big up on yourself. Tell us I always listen silently, you know. And me never join in until me feel comfortable enough to touch down on any page. And just because you touch down on any page or a page doesn't mean that you're welcome. But I say manners, respect, that me deal with. Everybody can have their own opinion, but not everybody's opinion need to be said. See them things, yeah? These are things for me to say it's gonna be a practice towards understanding. So I can't hate nobody. I cannot hate people because if I hate people, I have to go hate myself first. I'm happy for people who are doing good. I cannot be sad for you. I can't hate what you do for yourself and expect to do for myself. Huh? I don't want to step on nobody to get where I'm going. I just want to step on my ancestors because I'm already create the step for us. If you don't understand that either, it means for them story is there created already. If we want to follow it, highlight it, or improve on it, other than ignore it and criticize it, cut it down to nothing. But them don't like and share the things that mean something. That's why anytime I go up on YouTube and find anything without commercial, it's something worth listening to. Just remember that. There's always more people. There's always more of us and less of them. As we proceed, I'm out.